Hey, how's it going? This is John with Hammer Down Creations. Just started this YouTube channel to essentially get a build out of this here Nitro trailer. It's a 8.5 by 24 foot trailer. I bought the trailer. We're ready to move to Florida, and we got 4 bikes that we need to move down there. So it was either get something custom built or buy a cheaper trailer. And I think eventually we're going to turn this trailer into a toy hauler camper. So we did a little bit of custom work on the order, and hopefully one of these days we'll be using it to travel around campgrounds. All right, so before we get started, give the build sheet of the trailer, starting with the original build for the sport car hauler 8.5 by 24. So it's all aluminum construction. That's why I went with the Nitro trailers. Typically, you see the back of a trailer, it starts rusting out after about a year. So being up here on the coast and then moving down to Florida on the coast, didn't want all the salt to rust it out. So like I said, it's an 8.5 by 24 plus a 2-foot V up front. It's got the 3/4 inch decking on the floor, 16 inch on center. It's got the 48 inch beaver tail on the back, LED exterior lighting. It's got the two 5200 Dexter spread axles in the back, smooth fenders. They come with a RV style door standard on the side, 4 recessed D-rings on the inside. Comes standard with a 84 inch wall height. I did get the 6 inch additional height. And then also comes with the 24 inch stone guard up front, which we did upgrade to 48 inch. Obviously it comes with all the stickers from the factory and the drag pads on the back in case you drag the rear end. So some of the upgrades that we did, blackout package, so all of the trim on the exterior is blackout. Did go with the 2-tone exterior, so the red and the black. The standard is actually 1 panel back for the red, so a little bit less red and more black. As I mentioned, went with 6 inches of extra height on the trailer, just for a little bit extra headroom. Got the aluminum wheel upgrade, the rear spoiler in the back with the LED puck lights. We did change to a spread axle, which after towing it a couple times recently, tows great. You'll see on the other side it does have a full-size flip-up access door for a race car. So we did add 3 windows onto the side, 2 on this side right here, and then 1 on the opposite side. Those are 24 inch by 36 inch. On the driver's side, we added a 36 by 36 inch generator door, and then also a 30 by 30 inch generator door. We'll get into why I did that later. Got the LED light here on the porch over the door, and then also added 8 exterior marker lights around the whole trailer. I think they come standard with 3 on each side. And then, like I said before, we added 1 foot to the stone guard up in the front. I did also order, which are not on the trailer yet, but I do have them in the garage. They missed it during the build out process, but I got some aluminum drop down jacks for the rear of the trailer to stabilize it when we start going camping. All right, so we'll start up here up front. As I mentioned before, we got the 36 by 36 inch generator door right here, and then the additional generator door right here. The reason why I went with the 36 inch upgraded ATP on the front is that I wanted the diamond deck to come all the way up there to the front. For the coupler right here, I do have a Harbor Freight 5,000 pound jack that I'm going to be adding up here up front. Just haven't had a chance to put that on yet. You can see the marker lights up here that I added on, which looks pretty good rolling down the road at night, and then also just sitting here in the driveway admiring it. As I mentioned before, we got the RV style door here on the side, which is really nice with the rain guard up top. The windows that were added on, like I said, they're 24 by 36 inch windows, sliding windows. They do come standard with the screen on the inside, which is removable. Got the all aluminum wheels here with the spread axles. Like I said, towing this thing down the road has been nice. The only times that I've towed it have been bringing it home from the dealership, and then also when we sold our house, we loaded up the trailer to get some of the stuff out so it showed a little bit better. Got the rear spoiler on the back. Main reason for this one, it looks good, and then two, also a little bit of rain protection. Just worried about any rain that would come down into the flip up door, or sorry, the ramp door in the back. Just put some locks on there. Not too worried about it, anybody breaking in or stealing anything, but just a little bit of added protection. Obviously got the insurance on just in case. You can see here the all of the blackout package. Everything on here is black for all the trim, all the bracketry. Let's see how that holds up in the weather. This is the area that I was talking about, worried about the rust here on the bottom. Seems like half of the trailers that you see are rusted out down there. This side you can see our flip up door. Got some future plans for that. Don't really plan on hauling too many race cars around, but obviously still have the potential of that one day. But I think with our campground plans, that's gonna be nice to have that on there. Here's the third window on this side, and I'll walk you around on the inside to show you the plans for the kitchen area. All right, so now we'll go over the flip up door. It's one of the only things that I've had an issue with the trailer with so far. That is just the weather stripping that was on one side of the door has come loose and just made it a little bit more difficult. I should still be able to get it with one hand, but it just gets a little jammed up into the trees a little bit right here. So you can see it's pretty good size. I think it's 8 feet wide. It flips up, and this portion down here, the wheel well, all aluminum, and has 2 disconnects down here where you can take it out so you can get your access in for the driver's side door so you can escape out of the vehicle. But I think once we actually convert it to a toy hauler, we're going to take that and screen in this area to get a nice patio area that we can hang out in. This is the weather stripping that I was talking about. It's just got a little binded up and then ripped off of one side, so I'll just have to get some replacement for that to put it on. Like I was talking about with the flip up door right here, we're probably going to add a screen right here, and once we get to a campground, we'll just take this here fender out, and then this will be a nice open large window, let some breeze in here. Do eventually plan on adding a mini split into this unit. We'll get to that here in a second, but I think that this will be a nice addition to just get some nice breeze coming in. Understand this is not the typical side for a campground that you would hang out on, but we just want to have opportunity to open this up in case we do have some sort of nice view over here on this side. One additional thing that we were contemplating is putting some brackets on the flip up door itself so that we can add a shower ring to add an additional outside shower into the unit. Here we got one of the windows. Like I said, we got 3 24 by 36 inch windows. They're all sliding windows, also tinted. I think I might tint them a little bit more just to get a little bit more privacy, but both, all 3 of them do come with the sliding screen that's also on here, which is removable. But it'd be a nice if we wanted to put something out of the window or just let a little bit of additional breeze come in. I think these will be nice as well. All right, so now we're going to open up the rear lift gate. Like I said, I think this is it's a 90-inch interior. I think the opening, at least under the springs, comes out to around 7 feet tall. We do plan on probably hauling around a golf cart with us. I don't know exactly what the height of the golf cart is going to be, but hopefully less than 7 feet tall. Got the flip up ramp here on the back. As I said before, everything is aluminum. All these brackets are aluminum. The only thing on the trailer that is steel is the Dexter axles. So hopefully those stay or don't get it rusty at any time during the trailer build. I think I'll probably put some sort of undercoat or additional paint on there to help that out. But for the rest of it, it should stay pretty good. All right, so other stuff on the inside. So we got the vents here to vent the exhaust fume. That's one here on the rear. And then over in the front corner of the trailer, there's an additional one. I'll zoom in on that in a little bit, just to get the exhaust fumes out while we're hauling the motorcycle and golf cart, potentially if we get a gas-powered one. So for lighting, don't have the truck hooked up right now, but You can see up here we got a light strip right there. I believe that's 24-inch light strip. There's 5 of them throughout the trailer. The dealer, which is actually a one-stop trailer shop that's down in New Hampshire, ended up putting this one by the flip-up door for us just to create a little bit of additional light once we have that open. I do plan on adding the battery banks so that we can run all of these lights and light switches for the trailer while it's disconnected from the truck. Just haven't gotten around to that yet. For all of the wiring, I do plan on adding some outlets to the trailer and a full 110 system, but they have these nice aluminum up top right here where you can run all of your wiring. All the trailer lights and everything are already ran through there, but once we get all of the outlets and everything installed, they're going to run through there, as well as this additional portion right here. And then my thoughts are to put the all of the inverters and everything over here in this area. So we got the 30 by 30 inch right here. I do have a Harbor Freight, the Predator 3500 generator that I plan on putting right here on the slides. And then for the 36 by 36, I've seen a lot of people put the outdoor unit for the mini split on the interior. We're planning on putting a large enclosure in this area to create enough airflow, plus get it elevated off of the ground so that it can have enough heat transfer. One of my biggest regrets for the trailer is both of these doors right here. I had them specifically put them in this location. The only thing that I didn't tell them was the orientation of the door. I wanted them to flip up instead of outward. I think one of these days I'll probably end up taking them off and flipping them so that they go up, and then add a little gas strut onto them as well. Just a quick rundown of what we'll actually be putting in there and the reason why I got this trailer. Like I said, we got 4 different 2-wheeled machines over here. Looked at the price of shipping all of these down to Florida from Maine, and it was going to end up costing around $7,000 to $8,000. So I figured, why not, spend the money on a trailer instead of wasting that money paying somebody else to ship it. So we got a Chuckus right here, so a Chinese Ruckus. It's a 2013 model. I've had this thing for probably around 13 years or so. The engine has blown up on it probably 4 times, but it costs about $20 to fix that. So it's actively blown up right now, but I do have the rebuild kit for that. This is my wife's bike right here. So it's a Harley Sportster 48, super low miles. Actually bought this off of a buddy. Has around, I think it's 2,050 miles on it. Only real modifications that we've done, it's got the tank lift on it. I think it's a 2.5-inch tank lift. Some bars that we kicked back, those were on the bike before we got it, and my wife couldn't exactly reach, so we just kicked them back a little bit, and it does fine. You got a Amazon Daymaker style headlight right here, and then we added this fender on the front just to get a little bit of better airflow on it. She did want the, let's see, we got cover right here, the derby cover. Changed that from the stainless look to a flat black, and then she eventually wants to get a new seat for that. And then we got a 2012 Fat Boy Low right here. No, it doesn't really look like a Fat Boy. It's got pretty much all performance machine and Roland Sands parts on it. A lot of different parts on this thing. It doesn't really get too much love, as my ride to work is about 45 to 50 minutes down the interstate, and there's not a whole lot of wind protection on this bike. And then over here we got a 2019 Road Glide Special. Like I said, this one is the one that I typically take down to work. It's got a little bit of work done to it. It's got bars on it, different hand guards. It's got, you can see right there, the covers, because up here in Maine, it's been pretty chilly when I ride into work and it's 25 degrees. Let's see, it's got the Bassani Road Rage exhaust on it, Saddleman seat, got a S&S 475 cam, and then a couple other odds and ends parts on here. Definitely a fun bike to ride. All right, like I said before, got the Harbor Freight 5,000 pound automatic jack right here. I'm going to be throwing that on to the trailer here soon, just to relieve a little bit of the pain. I think I'm going to wire into the 7-pin harness for now, just so that when it's hooked up to the truck, it works. And then once we eventually get down there and I get all the batteries installed, I'll hook that up so that it can be operated without the truck being hooked up to it. Got the new Harbor Freight 6-cent bag right there, hauling some stuff around. Got the down legs right here. So like I said, those were ordered with they just didn't install them. So now they got shipped to the house. They did send me all the rivets and everything for it. Just need to drill some holes into the trailer and get those installed. And here's our Predator 3500 generator. I've ran it a couple times now. I got it when it was on sale for $5.99. Figured I was going to need it eventually, so went ahead and ordered that. I think it's got 2 hours of runtime on it so far, and then a couple of oil changes. All right, and here's a tow pig right here. So it's a 2007 Chevy 2500 with the Duramax. I've had this truck for I think 14 years now. It's got over 250,000 miles on it, so definitely seen some love in its lifetime. The only thing that I've really done to get ready for the move for this thing, I did buy a new trailer hitch for it just because the one that I had was old and rusty. Then I also added some, you can see back there, airbags, just because the trailer was getting a little heavy for it. Leaf springs are a little blown out on this thing, probably been used and abused a little bit too much in its life. So I ended up adding the 7,500-pound airbags. So here we are, nighttime view. Like I said, we got 5 different LED strips in here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 above the flip up escape door. Really lights the place up. Probably gonna have to add a couple of softer lights in here just to make it a little bit more bearable if it's nighttime out, but definitely these lights will do for now. Now I'll take you outside and show you the exterior and the ramp door puck lights that are on the back on wing. All right, so here is the puck lights on the spoiler on the back. As you can see, it's kind of dusk outside, but still plenty enough light to light up the back of the trailer for loading stuff up or just hanging out outside. As you can see, the street light just came on, and here's the patio door. Thinking about adding a couple more lights out here. Eventually, we're probably going to get an awning and put it on the side, but just a little bit of extra light outside to hang out on the back. All right, so now we got the exterior lights turned on. Got the truck hooked up still so that you can see these lights. Like I said, we got, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the rear marker, plus the one up here. So about 9 lights on each side, plus the one up front right there on the bottom, and then one right there on the rear, and then license plate light, plus all your brake lights right there. All right, so the only other thing that we didn't talk about was E-Track. So I did get 11 different 5-foot sections of E-Track to put in the trailer. I think I'm going to run at least 3 down each side and then 3 in the middle. Probably have to cut a couple of different sections, but I want at least one 5-foot section in the back. Probably do 7 across the fender well, and then a couple additional up forward, just so we have enough track to get all the bikes in there. I think eventually those tracks will be changed up once we get everything down to Florida, and then get the motorcycle and golf cart in here for our camping adventures. Probably won't need as much, but at least for right now, we'll get these in. Already got all the self-tapping and wood screw to hold these down, but hopefully we'll get those in here shortly as well. Probably do a separate video on that, as well as the electronic jack install and the drop down legs. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So if you guys want to follow along with the build, just make sure that you keep me in mind. This is Hammer Down Creations.